We have eight presentations, so we will try. I ask for all the speakers that try to be. I will be strictly with the time. It's amazing to have this round table because at the table we have 8 PCP and PPI, and these 8 projects are the main projects in Europe related with PCP and PPI on healthcare. So feel free to congratulate in order to have this possibility that nobody in the world at this moment could share this possibility. Okay, so we are beginning with the presentation of Sarah Bedin. Sarah is Head of Public Administration Practice and of Competence Center of Innovation Procurement of the European House Ambrosetti. She is graduated in economics at the Bocconi University, and she is working in implementing PCP and PPI strategy in Europe. So, Sarah, please.
I will be very short. So, I would like to show you and to give some notes about a case that is ongoing and is conducting by Lombardy region. Is a PCP. The research allocation is on about 750,000 euros, and it's important to say that the source of funding of this project are ordinary expenditure, ordinary budget for air care. So it's not a co-funded project by European Commission. So it's a way to optimize the expenditure on air care, and we see the involvement of many actors, so we can see a commitment at all levels. We have the Lombardy region, the General Direction for Air Care, and the Niguarda Hospital that have the responsibility to define the mid to long-term strategies and priorities to optimize the public expenditure and performance in delivering healthcare services. And Niguarda Hospital is one of the biggest hospital in this region. We have also a policymaker, which is the Direction for Research and Innovation of Lombardy region, that has the responsibility to address these new instruments to promote and acquire and benefit from innovation. And that is the founding actors in this pilot action. And the adjudicating authority is the central purchasing body of Lombardy region. This involvement is crucial to target and address the follow-up PPI that is planned, because this PCP want to be and is a way to de-risk the future and planned PPI. So here we have on board on this project a full involvement of the role. And it's important to say that the role involved are responsible for the acquisition strategy of the new solution that could be developed or as a result of the PCP. And they participate in public service delivery chain. This is crucial to address innovation and give clear and credible signal to the market that there is a concrete market, a concrete perspective for commercialization of the product. What is the problem? The problem is the high rate of accident and collateral effect of social health workers tasked with moving via manual pushing and pulling the hospital beds, and long transport times in this hospital that is composed by many nucleus and many buildings. So the desired solution is for an automatic universal medical device for moving hospital beds project with resulted significant advance in terms of technology and performance, and at the same time the cost reduction. The cost reduction and cost optimization is a driver for innovation. Even if the solutions are available on the market, you can find in a certain situation that there is an oligopoly situation or a monopoly situation. This happens sometimes in the healthcare sector. So innovation could be addressed to reduce the cost, the total cost of ownership, or the cost during the whole life cycle of the project. And this is the situation. This is the one of the driver for that it has been undertaking this project, this pilot. This is a pilot because Lombardy region has defined also in regional guideline that define the governance for the PCP and PPI strategies, and have planned many periodic implementation of PCP and PPI. This was a pilot also to test the procedure and to test and analyze possible choices in PCP designing. Here the process. The process has started with a call for idea dedicated and addressed to the public sector, so the healthcare sector, I mean the hospital. So the policymaker have asked to the hospital, local hospitals, what was the main and prior innovation needs in order to contextualize and the need on a concrete manner. Then there has been a phase dedicated to need identification and the baseline assessment. This is very important in order to be able to set the key performance indicator and to measure the performance provided by the new solution. It's important to know what was the business as usual situation. So the measurement of ex-ante situation, of ex-ante KPI, is the way to measure and have objective measurement of the new performance. We use a methodology developed by Brian Wynn, called Wouldn't Live, Be Grateful If. So we have organized, moderated by me, focus group with the clinician, social operators, nurses of hospital, in order to define in functional terms what are the desired functionality to be developed thanks to a PCP. And we have defined 10 potential PCP, and we have made some business case in order to analyze cost and benefit and to define the investment for this potential PCP. We have candidate PCP in a preliminary ranking and candidate these in an open technical dialogue that have seen the participation of approximately 80 suppliers, but with the need already defined, already structured in order to make a state-of-the-art analysis and patent search very effectively and specifically relate to the topic. The procedure is this one. 10% of budget is dedicated to the phase 1 and phase 2, with the most part of the budget dedicated to the last phase. Now businesses are entering in the last phase, which is prototyping, test, and experimentation, that will be conducted in a real operation context. Key point of this pilot and lesson learned. The first key point is the credibility and the concreteness of the need. It is the need to start from a genuine demand and making a thoughtful business case. Lesson learned about to determine a credible PCP, even if this is a local project, is important to promote cross-organizational coordination and trying to bundle ex ante better or during the process to bundle the public demands to create the critical mass. The critical mass is the determinant that is able to convince the market, that the supplier, that there is a concrete market, and they will react in a different way if they see that there is a market. The involvement of user in specification of requirements in order to increase the acceptance of a new solution. But this is not a hard work to do. It's quite easy. As consultants, probably we would like that this exercise is considered as difficult, but it's not difficult at all. If you involve the proper actors, they are perfectly able to describe the need and imagine the new functionality that they want. So this is an important exercise. Where experts are needed is in the definition of the business case to evaluate the absorptive capacity of market for diffusion. The second point is to be able with the PCP to reduce information asymmetries or to use also some information for the public authority. We have chance to talk about this in the afternoon section dedicated to involvement and market engagement of suppliers, so I could skip this part, and dedicating to the last point, which is stimulate the competition and prevent future lock-in. This is an important point. We have measurements about the fact that the separation of PCP and PPI reduce the lock-in, and lock-in have a cost. Lock-in cost approximately in ICT sector 1.1 billion euros. So it's something that we have to manage and avoid. Important to say to enabling the competition that is the use of forward-looking criteria, not stringent qualification requirement. We can't say we want to make SMEs able to participate if we continue to fix stringent qualification requirement. It's up to us, it's up to the procurer, enable the participation of SMEs. We see that if SMEs are able to participate, they are also able to win and to award the contract. Assign IPRs, and I have to stop. We can talk in the section of this afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sarah, for being strict with time. And thank you also for the presentation. Now we are going on with Rosanna Alessandrello. Rosanna holds a Master of Science in Electronic Engineering from the Politecnico de Milano. And fortunately for us, she is coordinating some easy co-funded PCP and PPI projects within the framework of Accords, of course, like the CIPHER, like Pro4BIP, or she's also being joined to some other projects like Inspire. So, Rosanna.
Okay, thank you very much, Ramon. Okay, so let's try to keep the time. Okay, as you, I will follow. We try to follow all of us the same somehow topics, address the same topics that Sarah addressed with her very interesting presentation. So, who we are in the CIPHER? We are 3 public authorities from a different region or different country in Europe. Fundació Tic Salut, here from Catalonia, Trustex, Central Manchester Foundation Trust from Manchester, UK, and then Estaf Centro from Italy, from Tuscany. And who is taking the role of coordinating this project? It is an FP7 project, so funded by the European Union, and also leading the the pre-commercial procurement on behalf of these procuring entities is AQUAS, and so the Agencia de Qualitat y Evaluación Sanitarias de Catalunya. And we are doing this also with the support of other entities that are supporting us maybe with the analysis of the state of the art, with the analysis of supporting us how to evaluate technologically the solution from the bidders, or also supporting us with the dissemination and the market consultations. Where we are with the project. We launched the ITT in June last year. Bidders had up to August to present their bids. We went through a process of opening all the envelopes, envelope A, envelope B, envelope C, and finally we could award the contracts at the end of December, beginning of this year. This means that then to widen the opportunity to get bidders from across Europe, and also especially SMEs across Europe, this means that what we did, that with the famous envelope A, that are the administrative documentation, we just asked some forms, like self-declaration. I'm a company, and I am the legal representative of this company, and I do everything well, and I can be contracted by the public administration. But then when we need to sign the contracts, these self-declaration are not so trustful, so we need the documents that say, yes, the company exists, and I'm really someone that can sign a contract with you. So now we are in this process of signing the contract. That sometimes is pretty complex because these companies are across Europe again. They don't know what public administration is in Spain or public administration law, so they are somehow confused. And so to gather all these documents is pretty complex. By the way, we are really happy regarding the results of the outcomes of the project up now, because in total we get 16 bids submitted. Out of the 16, 7 of them were in consortia. So we have 22 organizations behind these bids. And they were submitted by company organization from 7 different countries. So right now we are opening somehow the possibility to a company from Greece or from Serbia or Portugal, that is MSME, to be contracted by public administration in Catalonia, in UK, and in Italy, and vice versa. Why not? Also, Catalonian SMEs now has the possibility to be contracted by UK and by Italy. So we are adding their market possibilities. We had also some submission from large enterprises and also from some R&D centers. These were the 9 awarded bidders, and so this is what we had up to now. So let's skip this. And how we did it. The very first thing was to define a business case. This has been said already by Sara, and it has been also somehow already suggested by the previous session with the industry representative. If you are clear why you're procuring something, you will have a clear way to attract bidders and also to get your needs really solved. If you are not clear why you're buying something, clearly this is not an appropriate step how to start a PCP. In our case, our common needs between Spain, UK, and Italy was to address diabetes type 2. Since unfortunately we are seeing that is one of the major expenditure we have in our healthcare systems. And by the way, diabetes type 2 is more somehow a first step for the technologies that we need. What we need is something that goes beyond diabetes type 2, but that is going to support all chronic care diseases. But as a starting focus topic is diabetes type 2. And what we could see in while we were defining the business case is that the high expenditure for this kind of chronic disease are due to non-diabetes drugs because multi-comorbidity, and because inpatient, so hospitalization and emergency cases. So the reduction of hospitalization and emergency cases can also reduce healthcare expenditure. Since we are 3 procuring authorities from 3 different countries, what clearly is for us the main key, the main goal, is to boost the standardization and the interoperability of the solutions, because obviously in each of our countries we have different already solutions in place with personal health records that are already operative. So what we need is something that is we call an EU adapter that is able to talk with the different country PHR. And moreover, that is able also to collate data that we generate with a healthcare provider that are not belonging to our healthcare system. So to support also, why not, traveling patients across Europe, because that's also is clearly something that is needed from European Union perspective. One thing that I would like to also highlight in this slide is that the most important thing when we define a challenge brief, that we also we will further go through this exercise during the afternoon session, is that we should really aim to define our challenge brief through functional specification. As Susan suggested this morning, we want to cross a river, but we don't know how we want to cross it. So that's also key, because we want to leave the innovation open. We don't want to say how the suppliers need to solve our challenge. They will come up with the best technological solution. The procedure we selected was a pre-commercial procurement. We are going to select 9 bidders in phase 1. They will do the design. Phase 2, prototype development. There will be 6 of them, and then we will select the best 3 for the proof of concept. 3 key issues and lessons learned. This is just one slide, and I think that is pretty important. One of the things that for us was a main lessons learned is that it's not really related to a PCP. It is our first time that we do a cross-border procurement. So if you engage in a European project and you do a cross-border procurement, you are talking with different public procurers with different languages, and we need to have a common understanding not only on the needs but also on the legal frameworks, and also how we are going to make all this process from a procedural point of view that makes sense for everybody. And also, we are attracting cross-border suppliers. Well, maybe this is not so new for some public procurers, but in any case, the majority of them will be SMEs, because again, with the PCP, we are attracting SMEs. And the SMEs, they don't have any idea of the public procurement at all, and especially public procurement that is taking place in a country that is not theirs country. So this is, again, a very difficult, a main difficulties. Sometimes I believe that I'm doing like a mummy, because I really take the phone and answer to a lot of questions, always taking care that we are offering the same opportunity to all the bidders, to all the potential bidders. I'm not giving extra information to one of them. So we need to be careful with equal opportunities, with equal, all of these things from legal point of view. And on the other side, we need to promote that this is taking place. This is very challenging. Then again, and this has been somehow already mentioned also by our lawyers in the legal session, we need to have a match between the innovation processes and also the procurement procedures and the legal frameworks. And this is sometimes, we are not used to talk each other. Who innovates is not used to public procedures and to laws, and they don't understand really why we should this lengthy process with all of these administrative tasks. And the other way around, the lawyers say, no, if you do this in another way, this is impossible. That's illegal. You cannot do it. So we need to have a real common understanding between all the stakeholders. And this is a very also important exercise. And then clearly defining clear business case that offer market potential to all the suppliers that can be involved. That's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Rosanna. I'm sure you agree with me that we are very fortunately at Aquas for having Rosanna with us. We are moving now to a hospital. Miriam Ors is the responsible of the Innovation Unit at Corporació Sanitària Parc Taulí. Corporació Sanitària Parc Taulí is a healthcare public entity here in Catalonia. It's one of the leading hospitals in Spain in innovation projects. Miriam has an engineering background, and he's mainly expert in all related with medical devices commercialization. Okay, so.
Thank you. Well, Taula is a telemonitoring and telemedicine project in intensive care units. Well, that's the program. It's the same program as before. Okay, then the consortium. The consortium is composed by 5 hospitals with experts in intensive care units, and with 3 public institutions with experience in PCP projects. Okay, then about procuring authority, in our case, are 5 hospitals from 5 countries, from 5 different countries. And the procuring authority in this case is the hospital from Hagen in Germany. Okay, if you have in mind the standard process for PCP projects, in our case, in the tables, we can see all the fundings, all the investment for the new technology. The total amount that this project is funding for 7 p.m. and the total amount for invest in technology is 1,515,000 euros. About the status, the project started in November in 2013, and we did the market consultation during 2 months, and we detected 23 interested companies from 5 different countries. After that, the call for tender was published on October 2014. And then, during the process, we received 25 formal questions, and we received 7 tender proposals. The surprise was that before finishing the call for tender, the European Commission suspended the process due to existing uncertainties. Okay? Then, after that, obviously, we have to inform all the tenders, and we inform also about we relaunched the call during the first quarter on 2015. Okay, and then obviously the tenders receive all the information because open the envelope. After that, the current situation is that we have modified all the documentation according new recommendations from the European Commissions, and also we have to support with some independent lawyers in order to assure that that all is okay according all regulations. Okay. Then now all the documentation is ready to relaunch the call. Okay. Now is this week in the platform again. Okay. Then the project, the project answered to a real demand from the hospitals. The technology has to respond to a lack of interoperability platform in the hospitals, in the intensive care units. They have to be capable to extract data in real time, and the technology should offer support in the decision of the professionals. Okay, then the challenge description is that the goal of the project is develop a software to create a technology advanced in a cockpit in which all the doctors can support different services in the different hospitals. Okay, then it's important to monitoring all the patients. It's important to support the telemedicine centers. It allows early interventions, standardize all the registrations, all the data. After that, to a study with big data solutions, and as a summary, saving more lives. All this information is specified in the functional specifications. Okay, then the procedure applied is due that the hospital that published the call is from Germany. We have to follow all the laws and regulations from this country. Obviously, the language is English. The hospital take available a platform in order to download all the documents, but to send the documents, the suppliers have to be sent by post. And obviously, all the process is standard, and when we have all the documentation with all the Taula consortium, we will analyze all the information with a standard process. Okay, only about key issue. Well, we think that PCP projects offer a big opportunity to the companies in order to have his own R&D technologies. And then that project is respond to a real demand. Then the change in order to exploitation of the projects is increased because it's respond a real demand. No? About intellectual property, the rights remain on the companies, but well, the hospital, we will have the right of intellectual property in order to develop the technologies in that hospitals. About well, lessons learned is very important to be very restricted with all the legal issues, all the regulations before to publish a call. It's important to provide tenders the information during the process and make easy the delivery of the products, because during the process was some problems with the platform that was available. And it's very important to work closely with EC and local regulations, because are two processes in parallel, are two regulations that you have to fulfill. And respect carefully project schedule, because in our case that we have to relaunch the call, obviously the timing of the project is keep it. Then we have to replanning all the project in order not to be longer. No? Then I think it's important. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Miriam. Now we are moving to Anwaya Health. Anwaya Health is a project coordinated by Ignasi Garcia Milà, European Project Manager at TIC Salud Foundation. Please, Ignasi.
So, okay. So I think that up until now we have received some information from some projects that have already launched the tender. So I will be presenting a project that has still is still preparing the final documentations to launch the tender. So if there's any company, any research center, please take this also as an invitation to participate to the tender. So this is kind of an advertisement. So first, also thank you to all the organizers and the School of Public Administration for the venue. I will briefly present the project. And again, the structure of the project is we are 3 procuring authorities from different regions in Europe. So one in Catalonia, ourselves, TIC Salud, which is in this situation acting as also the tender coordinator for the rest of the procuring authorities, which are the region of Southern Denmark and the NHS 24 organization in Scotland. And then we have some other supporting partners in the consortium. We have mainly 3 technical partners, which are EIT Europe, GSMA, the Global Mobile Association, and Continual Health Alliance, which do support us with the generation of the technical specifications. And then we have the AQUAS, the Agency for Quality and Assessment in Catalonia, which helps us both in the evaluation of the process itself, of the PCP process, so that we are ensuring that there is impact of using such a process, but also in the evaluation of the bids that are being presented to the procedure and how to score them and evaluate those proposals received. Then, therefore, again, this is a co-funded project by the European Commission, so it comes from a specific call during a specific work program during the FP7 framework program. So, and the main challenge that was presented by the European Commission was that they wanted to these kind of projects to develop new mobile health solutions that could allow the empowerment of citizens to manage their situation in health. So, and that this solution could also be used by the clinicians to support the decision that they were making according to the data that they could receive from these systems that the patients were directly using. And of course, they were looking for new approaches, new redesigns of the solutions that were already existing, and so they were also keen on trying to include new care pathways, new organizational models, and new business models. So what was our proposal to the European Commission? So it was, okay, we will focus our development for a solution to manage heart failure. And for sure, we will be also considering both the clinical needs and the patient's needs. And we will mainly center on how do we increase the knowledge and the management of such situation while we are monitoring the patients that suffer from heart failure. And for sure, the system has to be secure, interoperable, and it has to fully integrate with the existing systems, both at the healthcare providers that are interacting with the patients, but also if there are some existing local, regional, or national platforms that coordinate such a specific care pathway for heart failure, they have to also to be integratable into those platforms. So here are the technical functionality, so I will go very briefly on that, just advertisement. So we define several basic functions, which are the possibility to manage a care plan for that specific patient, then to manage treatment, to support the care network, the different actors that are involved in the care network, to receive questions, so to pose questions and to be received by somebody else, to support the self-management of the situation, and to also to allow this kind of support between peers, so that different patients could support within themselves to engage their participation in the management of their condition. And then also the possibility to support the remote monitoring of such situation. And then for sure, from these basic functions, we need some specific design functions that do support the execution of those functionalities, which are the possibility to share the information that is generated in every single functionality, the possibility to define exactly which actors do have access to which information. So we have to define kind of a role management system. And we also wanted to include within the system itself a way to report and monitor data that we could use to evaluate the impact that such system had already with the patients and with the healthcare provisioning system. So, I hope that this picture tries to provide some more clear overview on the proposal. But right here we have the usual IT systems that are being used in healthcare provision. So we have some general practitioners that they might have their own IT system. We have hospitals that they have their own IT systems, and there might be specific software to manage some care manager, some care coordinator, and also for the specialists, for, in this situation, for cardiologists. And in a situation where there is a regional EHR system, all this clinical data is shared in this regional EHR system, and then the patients can access all the data in the personal health portal. So this is the current situation, but right now we're facing that, well, there is a lot of mobile applications coming into the market that deal with healthcare-related data that they generate. They support the management of such data. So what we're saying, okay, we want also a mobile health solution that takes data using devices that capture that data, that it is integrated with a mobile service, and it is, of course, managed at a specific system that defines exactly the support that has to be provided to such a specific patient. And it can also be provided a mobile solution for the carers that have this kind of interaction with the patient, the citizen. But the problem is that there's a space between the mobile ecosystem and the current existing IT systems for healthcare provision. So we need something in the middle. And for sure, we are requesting also the development of such a coordination system that allows the integration of both the care plans defined by the clinicians and also integrates data being generated by the patients. So that here we have, it's a very, very long name, never mind, it's quite easy. It's a coordination platform where you have all the data related to care plans and the data generated by the citizens, but therefore we need lots of interfaces. And as we didn't want to waste time for defining such interfaces, we just engage IHE, Continua, GSMA to define what are the existing interoperable interfaces so that the companies just could focus on the development of the key components of the solution. And in fact, what we are requiring to be developed in our PCP tender is this full solution that integrates with the existing IT systems in the provision of healthcare. Okay, yeah. Just I will skip these, so because I hope that more or less everybody is aware of what a PCP procedure allows. But this is the general situation. So we are using a three-phase procedure with different extensions, and the full available budget for the project is 2.1 million. And the key issues is that, for sure, we have to attract the attention of the possible interested bidders. There's a key issue also, trying to translate the needs identified by the clinicians to a specific set of functionalities that they allow the innovation to happen. And we also focus on this kind of definition of the technical framework to allow that the innovation could be in the components, not in the interfaces, which are already existing. And also the evaluation criteria had to balance in an effective way the functional solutions and the innovation and the feasibility of the solutions that were proposed. So, and finally, to conclude, I think that it is of key importance, this kind of needs identification, so that we had to make a real effort to generalize those clinical requirements to general functionalities to allow innovation. We also had to manage the expectations related to the immediate solutions that were kind of requested by some clinical participants. And we also had to ensure this kind of fair risk sharing between the companies that could present a proposal and the procuring authorities that would receive something in exchange of the money that they were investing in that. So that we had to ensure that there is a real win-win situation for that to happen. And that's all from my side. Thank you.
Okay, we are leaving now PCPs and we are moving to PPIs. Next presentation by Sonia Martinez. Sonia holds the position of Director of Innovation and Management of Public Health in the Galician Health Ministry, with responsibilities over the health research and innovation strategy of the region. I'm sure you can remember some of the presentations at the early presentation this morning about the Galician government experience, related with using regional funds for fostering innovation activities. So please, Sonia.
Thank you, Ramon. Good morning. So I'm going to explain you these two big health innovation plans we are developing in Galicia. As Ramon said, this is not, most of it at least, is not PCP, it's PPI, and it's not just a single project as the previous that we have seen. They are two big healthcare innovation plans with several projects inside each one. And I will also follow the guidelines that we were given. So who is the procuring authority? In our case, is the Galician Healthcare Service, so the public healthcare provider of the Galician population. And this healthcare service, as most of healthcare service in Europe, faces now a scenario that you probably are all aware of. The situation is that we have a very good model designed for acute care. And I show you here some figures of how acute care is led in Galicia in 1 year. But the problem is that we are no longer facing acute care. We are facing increasing rates of chronic diseases, aging population, economic scenario of crisis. So we have to clearly change, and this is somehow this is our business case description. This is the challenge description we are facing, and we have decided to use innovation as a driver for changing, and use public procurement of innovation as an instrument. This means that we want to transform our healthcare system. We want to evolve from a very reactive model to a more proactive one. So putting more emphasis in health promotion, in disease prevention, in patient empowerment, assuring the continuity among the different care levels. This is very important. Implementing sound methodologies for evaluation before opening the technologies to the whole system, promoting patient empowerment, and also taking advantage of ICTs. Where does the funding source come from? Well, in our case, this comes from regional development funds that are managed by the Spanish Ministry of Economy and Competitiveness from the previous period, the period that is now finishing, 2007-2013. These two plans have a total budget of 90 million euros, so 45 million each, and we started it in 2012. These are the general goals I have already mentioned, and the procurement procedure we are following is schematically depicted here. So we have launched what we call an open call for proposals for innovative solutions. This is a technical dialogue with the market. We launched this in April 2012. So telling the market, as we have already heard many times today during the different talks, we just explain the market what were our needs, and we let the market propose us how would they solve those needs. So with all these ideas that we receive, we prepare in detail the call for tenders, the open tenders. We receive, and there is a problem here with the image, but well, never mind, I think you can understand it. We received from April 2012 more than 300 proposals, most of them from companies, but also from research entities like research centers or universities. And one of the key issues, which has already been mentioned today, is that when we were evaluating now the offers being proposed to the tenders, we were not paying a lot of attention to the costs. It weighed only 5% in our model, but we were using different criteria: the level of innovation of the solution, how this solution would comply with our healthcare objectives, how well could it be scalable to the whole system, the efforts and the investment that the bidder would do, and also, and very important, the royalties the bidder will offer us, because, as has already also been mentioned, the newly generated IP would remain in the company developing the technology, the solution. But we ask the companies, of course, to be able to use the solution, but also some royalties over future sellings of that solution. And for that reason, we were also evaluating the business plan and the commercialization plan that the company was presenting us. This is the current state of the project, of the two big plans. Here you have the results differentiated in the two big plans. Overall, you can see we have launched 31 public procurement of innovation tenders for almost 28 million euros, which is a quite important part of the whole budget. We have awarded 27 contracts already awarded. Here are also some indicators of how these awards have been working. In 80% of the awarded contracts participated SMEs. In 73% participated Galician companies, usually SMEs. We receive an average of 4 offers per tender. And also an important indicator is that more than half, in fact 58% of the awarded companies had participated in the technical dialogue phase. So this is not a compulsory issue, but somehow it helps. And I finish with the lessons learned. In fact, it was quite difficult for me to select. I understand that we had to select only 3 lessons, and it was quite difficult to select only 3. I must say that we have learned many things all over this process. But if I have to choose 3, the first one would be that you really need a multidisciplinary team to put this in place. And you really need also, and this is implicit here, a commitment, an institutional commitment. So in our case, The whole project was coordinated from the innovation department, but there were many, many other departments involved. Of course, the Ministry of Economy and Competitiveness, which is the entity responsible of the funding, but the procurement department, the ICT department. Many of the solutions we were developing are ICT solutions. The innovative companies, of course, the healthcare department, we are looking for healthcare solutions, the research centers, the legal experts, this is very important, and also, and this has not been mentioned a lot today, and I think it's very important, the health technology assessment experts. So this is the first, and another lesson that is also implicit here is that you have to train these people. You cannot expect that something that is so new and so innovative in itself as public procurement of innovation, people would know how to do it if you do not train them. The second lesson is transparency. We have tried really to be very transparent all along the process with everybody, but especially with the companies. So we were publishing in a regular basis the advancement of the project in our webpage. And for instance, we publish a list of all the entities that have submitted proposals in the technical dialogue in the first phase, and this allows the companies to know which other companies would be interested in that technical need, so they could get in contact with each other and present joint proposals, and this in fact has been the case. And the last lesson, which is in fact very much linked to the previous ones also, is communication. Explain a lot what we are doing. This is a very, as I have already mentioned, this is a very new procedure. In general, people, I would say in Spain and in Galicia in particular, companies or even public administrations are not aware of it, so you have to make an effort to communicate it. And this is an instrument we have also put in place that has resulted very useful, is what we call a demand-driven tender map. That we have published it twice, the first one in March 2013 and the second one in April 2014, to explain in advance to the market what were we planning to publish in tenders. So maybe in 2 or 3 months we were telling, you cannot read the small letter, but all this is published in our webpage. We were telling we are going to publish a tender looking for this solution for this amount of money. So companies could somehow adapt their innovation strategy to this. And this is all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Sonia. Now we will know about HAPI. HAPI is a project under the coordination of RESA. RESA est le réseau des acheteurs hospitaliers d'Île-de-France. And Louis Potel is in charge of the coordination of the task dedicated in RESA for the European projects. So, Luis.
Okay. Thank you, Ramon, for the short presentation. So yes, I will give you a quick overview of the HAPI project. So HAPI, it's for healthy aging, public procurement of innovation. So we are looking to purchase innovative solution in the healthy aging field. Here is a short summary of my presentation. So I will give you first the context and the objective of the project. The methodology we follow in order to reach our objective, and it was a market-oriented approach. I will explain more about that later. And then the main outcome and the lesson learned of the project. So here you have a quick overview of the project. So this is the first joint procurement of innovative solution in the healthcare sector. We are funded by the European Commission, of course, for 2 million euros. So there is 1.5 million euros for the preparation and the realization of our objective. And there is also 500,000 euros for the phase 2, for the procurement phase. And so the European Commission with grants, with finance, the first health organization which will purchase our solution. And the macro objective is to address a challenge of democratic change in Europe, and of course use the public procurement to stimulate the innovation. We answer to the call for proposal supporting public procurement of innovative solution, networking and financing procurement of the CIP program, which is Competitive and Innovation Program. Because the European Commission launched this call for proposal because the life expectancy increase across Europe and it's causing healthcare costs to escalate. So the European Commission made the theme "Aging Well" a strategic priority for 2020. Over quick snapshot, we are 10 partner. Duration of the project is 42 months, and it starts the 2nd October in 2012, so 2.5 years ago. We are in the last phase of the project. Here you have the consortium of the project. So this consortium is coordinated by RESA. We are 8 central purchasing body, 5 full members from 5 different European countries. You have NHS in UK, Mercurospin in Belgium and the other, but we have also 3 other associate members because we let the possibility for other central purchasing body to join the consortium and to have also the possibility to purchase the API solution. But they are not granted by the European Commission. And as mentioned by Sonia, this is really important for me because the consortium of the project it's the base of your project, and so you really need to have a multidisciplinary. Okay, I don't know to say that word, but you understand me. Partner, because this the coordination of and the complementarity of all of their expertise, and will be the main important point to reach your objective. So we have 5 other partners, 2 academic, for example, the University of Torino. They help us to design the legal part of the tender document. And the 3 other members are procurement and innovation experts like ByteCIC, represented by Brian today. For example, they design the API platform I will present you and the API website. So our methodology, as there is a non-mature market and many stakeholders, the conclusion it's difficult to assess the need in the market because the 5 central purchasing body represent like more than 300 health organization, hospital, nursing home. So it was really maybe not impossible, but really difficult to find a common need for all of this organization. So what we decide is to use a market-oriented approach, as I already said. So the idea, it was not to first define the need from all of these healthcare organizations, but see what it's existing on the market. So we designed the API platform, which was an online platform to research and understand the markets, which are the solutions, the products, and the stakeholders who are creating innovative solutions in the healthcare sector. To present this platform and this methodology to all of the European stakeholders, we organized 4 info days at the end of the years 2013, one in Paris, London, Turin, and Vienna, to present this platform and to let all of these stakeholders know that there is an online tool to let them the possibility to present their solution on the healthy aging field, of course. So you can see a short graph with the SMEs was the most represented organization. More than 400 organizations in total joined this info day. So it was a real success. Here you have just a quick screenshot of the API platform. At the total, we received more than 140 submissions on the platform. So it really helped us to define find our need. The second phase was to analyze the market with this submission and then develop the specification. So after the deadline, which were in January, the end of January 2014, we organized expert committee, one in London, one in Paris, and one in Turin. At the same time, NHS organized the one in London, Paris, RESA and the Belgium and Luxembourg partner organized the one in Paris, and our central purchasing body, Italian one, organized the one in Turin. And during this free expert committee with multidisciplinary experts, we review all of the submission received on the API platform, and in order to create free shortlist of potential solutions which are really innovative for these experts. And after, during a steering committee, we pull these three different shortlists, and we discover we define the common need for our 5 central processing body. So at the end, we had 5 common needs which compose the 5 lot of the call for tender we launched. The first one was a fault detection and alert system. The second, a train mill for rehabilitation. The third lot was a working course for preventing fall and maintaining independence. The fourth one, we would like to purchase an innovative solution for bed and thermoregulation system. And the last one was a chair enabling user to maintain independence. In order to design the specification, because it was quite hard with 5 different central purchasing bodies from 5 different European countries, we created 2 different committees, a technical committee and advisory committee. First technical committee gathered technical and legal advisors from the 5 CPB, and they worked together on the creation and the design of the tender document. And the advisory committee gathers the representative from the member, all the member of the, not just the central purchasing body, to validate first the 5 lot, and then to validate the tender document before the launch of the call for tender. First step, so issue a joint European invitation to tender. So here you have the main important date of the API tender. So we launched the tender at the end of last year, the 3rd September. The duration of the tender were 2 months. I forgot to precise, but we designed the tender document in the 3 language of the consortium, so in Italian, English, and French. So there were 3 languages available, and all of the potential suppliers had the possibility to bid the tender in one of these 3 languages. Then from the 1st January 2015 until the end of February of this year, there was the testing phase plus the bid analysis of the bid received. I forgot to say that we received at the end 7 bids for these 5 lots in total. And the yes? Okay. The 12th of March was the technical committee for the consolidation of the analysis, because all of the central purchasing body analyzed the 7 bid received, and we consolidate this analysis in order to add the final ranking of the innovation. So current state of the project, I can't say more about the solution we received, because yesterday we had the last steering committee for the validation of the analysis report and ranking of the offer. So now the next step will be the sending of the reject letter and award letter, a general meeting with the central purchasing body of the consortium and the awarded supplier, of course. And then we will start the dissemination phase and the contract execution in May, normally. I almost finished. The main figure of the project was more than 500 people participate in the info day. Standard documents were downloaded 50 times, and we received 7 bids. And to finish, the main lesson learned was for the challenge for us, the market engagement is critical to know what is exactly existing on the market. Then it is important to match the market offering with the need And so involve experts, at least in our project it was really necessary. And then the legal obstacle, because even if you are in European Commission, there is different legal law in all different European countries, and also the language issue. And the opportunities, so Online Tune offers us to enlarge our vision. Open-minded, bring good idea and address acknowledge, and monitoring the market prepares the future procurement. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you want more information, you can contact me or go on the Happy Projects website. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Louis. Now we are moving from procuring solutions to procuring services with Caterina Sampol from Aquas. Caterina has been Director for Business Development and Consultancy in several companies, and she's actually with Aquas assessing some PCP and PPI projects like Enigma, Stop and Go, ECORT, Nympha, or some other else. Please, Caterina.
Well, I am explaining very briefly a project we are participating that is related with the public procurement of services for older people. So the name is Stop and Go. That is the acronym of Sustainable Technology for Older People, Get Organized. So, okay, thank you. Well, our overarching strategy is to pilot this innovative procurement process to improve the life of older people according to the PPI instrument. In this project, we want also to illustrate real improvements in quality of life of patients, also in the care and cure programs that every country is now working in, and also we want to improve the inpatient hospital stays for elder people. How? Well, introducing technology in the delivery of the care and cure services. So, the objectives of this project. This project is funded by the European Commission also. And in this project, we have a consortia where there are 7 procurers from 4 countries, from Italy, from Spain, from Netherlands, and from UK, that are collaborating to produce a standard specification template. This for the tenders, the public tenders, to procure these health services that can bring new care models to improve the life of elder people. This European specification template is being produced during this year, and we have now a first version. Then, from now to the end of this year, the 7 procurers will adapt this template to the local procurements in order to validate that this will be able to help procurers from all over Europe. Well, this is a little bit what we are procuring. All in all, each procurer is going to launch a local procurement process. In global, the procurement where the East will be validated will be over 17 million euros. And 20% of this procurement budget will be funded by the European Commission. But all of the procurers, because we are willing to validate this template and to produce new information in order to improve also this template. And at the end, we think that in any country of Europe, this template will enable to procure new services with technology. So what are we going to procure with these pilot procurements? We are going to procure services of very different kinds. For instance, we are going to deal with intermediate care in post-acute episodes. We are going to procure services to empower and coaching healthy aging. We are going to create a care networks for older people. We are, etc. And we are focusing also in different long-term conditions. For instance, here in Catalonia, CatSalut, that is our public procurer in this project, will focus in advanced respiratory diseases. But I think that is in the UK they will focus on diabetes. So and in Helmut or dementia. Or I don't remember if dementia or diabetes. But well, all in all, we will test a wide variety of illness, and also we will deliver different services. So we think that we will check quite widely this template. So where we are now, we have a first draft of the East. We are now in the process of the open market consultation. The open market consultation in this project is not only related with companies that could provide its services, but also with other procurers, because we want feedback from other procurers, public procurers, that potentially can use this standard. So we are now also with this first draft of template, we are now approaching to our creating our procurement documents. And this is a very hard process because, as said Neus previously, we have different layers of laws to apply, and that it's sometimes difficult. And well, we know that we will struggle. We will have to struggle very much in order to translate this into our reality and to approve our tendering processes that we are foreseen to launch by mid of October in a coordinated way. And well, then the local tendering procedure will start. By the end of this year, we are expecting to award the contracts, and we are launching we are evaluating these services for 1.5 years, more or less, during the project. So, lesson learned. These projects are a need. We need to improve as public servants, and we need to provide better services to our citizens. But we have also to take into account that cooperative projects need strong coordination efforts. So not everything is easy, and not only are the legal issues that provide the drawbacks in the projects. Also, we need to be very coordinated, and we have to be very pragmatic in PPI because we are going to deliver services. And I think it's on time, no?
Okay, thank you, Katarina. And finally, it's not a PCP or a PPI, it's an upcoming PCP or PPI in Falls. Andreu Català is the director of the Research Center for Dependency Care and Autonomous Living from Polytechnic University of Catalunya, and he is also the coordinator of the thematic network Falls, European Network for Fall Prevention, Intervention and Security. I'm sure that here you are. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ramon. Thank you for inviting me. I am a little bit an outlier of this table, but I will try to explain why I'm here. In our project, we have one of the specific objectives is trying to develop a roadmap for pre-commercial procurement in the area of falls. So we are learning a lot from you, and also we have maybe some information that could be useful for all of you also. So the thematic network that I'm coordinating is European consortium is a CPA project like yours, and we have 18 partners from 10 different countries, and we have an heterogeneous group of people. We have big hospitals like Charité Hospital in Berlin, Fondazione Santa Lucia. We have Tixalut also here. We have companies like CETEMSA, Norforce, MacRoberts, so Smart Homes. We have also final users representatives like SeniorNet. We have technological people like Fraunhofer and UBC. No? So it is a heterogeneous group of people with the objective of having, collecting the main information, the main activities, all the best practices around falls in Europe, and but all of these activities and best practices related or based in ICT solutions. This is our main knowledge of all the people that are in this thematic network. A lot of them, mostly of them, are ICT people. So our approach is gathering information, identify the different stakeholders, dynamicize the different stakeholders, and we are now in the third part, creating. Our aim is create an EU-wide market to trying to find the right solutions for the big problem of fall prevention and fall detections. That I'm glad to be here. So that okay, that maybe we can collaborate. Okay, that's good. So in what only a fast view of in the first part of the project, we identify the main stakeholders in the area, at least in the 10 countries that we have partners, and the communication and awareness strategies. In the second part, we have developed and analyzed the clinical and socioeconomic impact of the assessment methods used in the area of fall prevention and fall detection. And in the one that, because I'm here, is the third part of the process, that is the pre-commercial procurement, public and private procurement, in the area of falls, as I said before. So we have done a search of compilation of the main actors in this area. We have grouped and identified success factors. So these are things that we learned from all the people here that have developed PCPs. And now we are in the phase of draw a catalog of real business cases in ICT-based fall prevention. So, and we are working also making interviews and focus groups with stakeholders identified in order to get the best knowledge from them. So maybe today is a good day to ask some of you that you are interested in the area and to collaborate with our network. So the last part will be the roadmap, writing the roadmap, and disseminate this roadmap. One of the aims of this thematic network is to push and to make the awareness in all Europe about the big problem that is the falls in the not only in the elderly but mostly in the elderly people, and how we can work together in order to find good solutions for that problem. So it's one of the roles of this thematic network is to make awareness in all the different actors. We have another area of this thematic network that is related to market uptake. So why not to use PCP or PPI or all the different tools that are in our hands to try to uptake the market uptake. So one of the main issues is interoperability, uses standards. These words have some of you have commented that the legal issues, and there is a lot of things that is necessary still to solve. Okay, one thing that we have discovered, we have not discovered. There is a lot of common sense here, but we have extracted from different interviews of the different stakeholders in the area are this short list. It's a simplified list of things, but I think that most of you will agree because they are common sense. The industry have the main issue is missing regulation and decision of public health bodies and lack of public procurement. But today in this table we have some examples that to overcome that. So the clinicians, they have a lack of interoperability between devices and also resistance to adopt ICT solutions. Still, we have in the research area of in clinicians that do a lot of research, they use technology, but they don't trust enough. No, in some cases, at least in the area for example, in the area of fall prevention, most of the people that are leaders of opinion of this area still believe that it's not the right time to have the system ready for the market. So and the technology people, we should push a little bit more in that area in order to convince them to use it. So, and the final users also, the main, they want reliability of the systems, assure the maintenance of the system. They don't, when to face with them, don't call it technology, call it assisted systems, not technology. They are afraid of some words. And of course, the improvement of the design and usability. So, key recommendations of PCP process that some of you use are this also a short list of key recommendations related to the fall area. So is this dilemma between fall detection versus fall prevention. In fall detection, there is a lot of, I have here a table, here, a table of fall detection systems already on the market or very close to the market. The most successful one is the one from Philips that is spreading in the States, not in Europe. They have, based on a call center, they have a service, deployed a service with more than 700,000 users that pay every month for that service. From them, 300,000 they have a fault detection system. And they have only 5% of false positives. They don't say anything about false negatives. That is the...
Andreu, 1 minute.
Sorry, I will finish it immediately. So we have to think about that. So I think that in the market there is fault detection is not solved perfectly, but there is a lot of things. Vigilia, for example, is one of a French company that have some BG fault. That's some things developed. We have a spin-off that we have also a system that is we have a different business model, not based in service, based in B2C, no? Business to consumer. The consumer could buy the system and could connect this system to the phone number that you desire. No, it's not necessary to pay a monthly rate. So we have to be imaginative in order to try to find the best solution in each case. And I think that starting a PCP or project, but I don't know about you, so we have to discuss that. But this could, and very interesting area of work is the fault prevention or fault detection area. Thank you very much for your help.
Okay, thank you very much to all the speakers. Sorry for being restricted with time. We have time for a fast question. Only one question. Only one fast question. Okay, no fast questions? Then, for summing up this session, I identify 5 critical points or 5 key points or 5 learning points. First of one, related with credibility and concreteness. Involving users in all related with specifications of requirement is a key success factor, as well as making right business cases. I'm sure you agree that public administration is not very good as making business cases. So we need experts for helping us in all related with this. Second critical point, of course it exists a learning curve. This kind of learning by doing activity that we are doing is closely related with management of change at organizations, at institutions. So we need institutional commitment, we need multidisciplinary teams, but we also need to involve procurement offices from the very early stages. Third key point related with evaluation. Evaluation is a key success factor. At the end, procuring of innovation is the art of procuring something that it doesn't exist. So we have to be open enough to promote innovation, but strict enough, close enough to grant a contract. Could you imagine to procuring a solution for a blood problem coming from oil industry provider? Difficult to imagine for our public administration today, but we are moving in this direction. Next point related with complexity. Of course, for innovation, complexity is a good thing. I'm not sure that for lawyers, complexity is a good thing. Of course, we are not stressing legal frameworks. We are not doing illegal things or illegal things. We are only stressing lawyers, I agree. But nobody says that it would be easy. And finally, from evolving from reactive models to proactive ones models, we need new ways for procurement activities, not only procurement of innovation, but also innovative procurement processes. So I think that with these 5 points, summing up more or less the main lessons. Thank you to all the speakers, and of course, thank you to all of you for attending for this roundtable. Thank you very much.
Perfect in time.
Okay.